Tai aš dabar eidamas pažiūrėsiu paskambinti.
Gerai? Gerai?
Aš dar va čia tai galime. Dar stovi įsirikiavę. Čia yra tik išlydėjimo.
reikia labiau stengtis įvykius ir nekreipiant į visas negandas, užtikrinti, kad mūsų gyvūnas neišveštų.
Hello, my name is Curtis. Commanding General. I want to start first by expressing my deep sorrow and solidarity with the families of Staff Sergeant Gitanas, Staff Sergeant Franco, Staff Sergeant Newton Collins, and PFC Titano. These four soldiers together had 23 years of military experience. They were loved and respected by their peers and by their leaders alike. They together had 3 wives and 7 children among them, and a family, many families, many fathers and mothers who are grieving now with us. And we know that nothing we can do will replace that permanent hole that will be left in their lives and their families as they deal with this tragedy. For them, we want to express to them that they will remain a part of our Army family for the rest of their lives. Second, I want to express that I am awestruck by the incredible support that we have received from the Lithuanian military and the Lithuanian government from the moment that this incident started. As soon as we called for help, we received aircraft, we received search parties, we received dive teams. As this turned into a search and recovery operation, they spared no resource to bring out to the site slurry pumps, canal dredging equipment, pump systems to move large piping systems to move water to the out of the area. And throughout the last 8 days, the support from the Lithuanian leadership has been incredible. As you know, your president visited our site. The Lithuanian Minister of Defense, the Chief of Defense were out there repeatedly, and anything we wanted from this government was available to support this operation. In addition, we received great support from the Polish military that provided an engineer company that assisted with site preparation, and then an Estonian dog team was critical in our ability to ultimately find the last soldier. I'd like to share with you 3 stories of the kind of heroism and dedication that we saw over the last 8 days. First, as many of you heard reported in the press, the original site where the vehicle was found was a hole about 10 meters in width. And we just couldn't believe that an armored vehicle could be in that hole. We actually, the company first sergeant went out into the hole with a stick to probe the ground and found it to be about waist deep. We continued to search the area, and finally he found a small satchel bag floating in the water, and he smelled the smell of diesel fuel. So we called the Lithuanian Special Forces dive team that was on site, and those incredible divers went down into that mud time and time again through the night, from about 2 in the morning until about 6 in the morning, to try to find that vehicle. Their masks were melting from the diesel in the water as they rotated out to try to locate this vehicle. They finally found the vehicle about 2 meters down, the top of the vehicle, 2 meters down in the water. Over the next 2 days, that vehicle continued to sink another 2 meters. Had we not found it that night, we likely would never have found it. So it was the heroism of your Special Forces Lithuanian dive team that enabled us to find the vehicle in the first place. As we brought in the U.S. dive team over the next couple days and continued to excavate the site, we realized that we now needed to descend through 4 meters of mud to hook up to the vehicle in order to extract it. And so our engineers fashioned a fire hose from your fire company, from your fire department, that would descend with the U.S. Navy divers. As they descended those 4 meters of mud, they had to blast the area around them to create a chimney for them to descend in the mud to get access to the vehicle. This operation took several hours. The divers, as they surfaced, reported to us that every time they would stop with the hose, the mud would encase around their bodies, and they would have to use it to move again. One of the first comments from the diver as he resurfaced was how terrifying that experience had been. But that enabled us to hook to the vehicle and finally extract it, where we recovered 3 of our soldiers. The search continued for the 4th soldier. we brought together Lithuanian private companies, a company that had a drone and a ground penetrating radar, our continued support from our excavation team, and the Estonian dog team that came together to continue the search for our fourth soldier. And we ultimately found him. He was detected by the dogs and by the ground penetrating radar and recovered adjacent to where the vehicle had been. Again, these three stories and the experience of the last 8 days remind us how important our allies are, how important alliances are, and how close and permanent our relationship is with the Lithuanian people. Again, I am awestruck by what you have done for our nation. We will never forget it. And thank you, that today we are returning all of our soldiers home to their families, and most importantly, that we have made true on our commitment to never leave a fallen comrade. Thank you.
Aš sužinau, dabar katedros aikštėje, bet aš ją pavydžiu